You know,
We're live now? All right.
We're live.
All right.
Live, brother.
We're live with Rachaad White and Colin Keanu of the Mount Sac football team. I'm Eric Tadeo.
This is Jesse Espitia, guest host.
And so, Sam, we're just going to get right to it. So, how are you guys doing? How's your day going so far?
Good.
yeah, you know, blessed.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
First question I want to ask you, I want to take you back to Saturday and that loss. Obviously, it was a tough loss. But how's the morale of the team overall right now?
I mean, it was kind of tough at first. You know what I'm saying? Again, we all felt like we should have lost, so it kind of broke down. But I mean, you can tell, like I said, over the week, guys, how practice was today. It was good. It got better each day out the week. So people, we all brushed it off. I mean, because at the end of the day, we brothers. We know what's the goal, and we know what what I'm saying. All the sweat we done put in with each other. So at the end of the day, it's all love. So the team right now, the morale is we up. We think we believe we gonna win.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So, how do you put a tough loss like that behind you?
Like I said, the first couple days it was tough. I mean, we was going at it. That's what brothers do, fight.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just life. You never met no brothers that haven't fought. So we was fighting at first. Nothing to
Finger
hide.
pointing?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Sometimes but at the end of the day, we watch film. We coaches, we all corrected. We see the mistakes we made, and now we just moving on because we see sometimes you get got. We got. We see the bigger goal, conference championship this week.
Yeah, we didn't really have too much time to sit there and dwell on the loss. Like, I don't want to say that we did for the first two, but for this one, it was kind of we just got right back into it. It's championship week for us, We win, we keep going. So I think that's been what kind of pulled us out of that grief, you would say, of the loss was we just had to get right back to work because it's championship week for us.
Yeah, I think a little fighting between each other is good as long as at the end everyone comes together and
Yeah,
as a
definitely
team goal.
grow
that's the big
grow
thing.
from it.
Especially since you guys have had pretty much a pretty good season considering the team's record last year. How do you feel that the team's come closer this year? It looks like the team might be a bit closer. And if you can explain maybe like your guys' connection and brotherhood this year.
I think our coaches have done a great job this year of really bringing us together from the jump. It wasn't really a retreat, but we have done events and done things as a group this year, opposed to last year. We didn't really do too much. We've had a lot of guest speakers come in and speak to us. We've done a lot of team building activities. So I think that has brought us all together. And that's kind of given us the ability to fight through the adversity that we've seen from my end.
Yeah, for mine, I mean, I'm good. You said you nailed it. It's just like, like I said, we all understand what we're here for. I mean, of course, the goal is for each other to get out, but, in order to get out, you got to win. We all know we want to win. We don't want to just have the 5-5 season was kind of tough. So, we all dwelled on that season for, of course, we've been waiting on this season, because we got a lot of guys that returned. So, we just knew what was ahead of us, and we just we stick together regardless because we all know we all make the same sacrifices no matter if you in state or you out state. So
Exactly.
What are some of the activities you guys did?
So we had a Medal of Honor winner come and speak to us last week, and then we had a guest speaker from that movie 12 Strong that came and spoke to our team as well. And then we've had our auntie, we just call her auntie, but she's been around the team for a little bit.
She been all kinds of everywhere. Like she been to Vanderbilt doing it. We just like
Shout out auntie if you watching this.
Yeah,
We brought the whole team together, and it was kind of we're out there playing football together, and that's just what we do. We're out there on the field, so we don't really see each other that much outside of practice or class. So to get together and talk about what are your struggles with life, what are you going through outside of football, and kind of hear everybody's voice, so that if me and Shad see each other, it's not just Shad the running back, it's Shad the person. You feel me? So that has really brought us closer together on both ends, because it's one thing, especially in college football, to have like the offense on one side and the defense on one side, and they're each operating as separate units. But I feel like this year, opposed to last year, it's really come together where offense and defense are one team, one unit, and that's kind of what we've seen.
And one picks the other up when the other one's not doing
Definitely.
it well.
As last year, it was a lot of finger pointing. There's still finger pointing going on this season, but last year it was everywhere. And this year it's more, everybody gets emotional. Everybody has this and that going on, especially in a time that there's struggles going on the field. But I think for us to look at each other and be like, yo, like we got this, pull each other out of it, that's big this year.
Yeah, well, I was at the game against San Diego Mesa. I thought you guys should have won. I thought you played overall better, especially in the second half. Colin, the defense, I thought put constant pressure on the quarterback.
Mhm.
They really picked it up. But can you take me through that last play in overtime and tell me what happened?
Yeah, man, I wasn't on the field.
Defensive guy here.
Yeah,
Yes, that
I missed. I had come out the game due to like a shoulder injury, but I know what was going on the field. So it was just a breakdown. We had put pressure on their quarterback, and he got out of the pocket, and he just made some magic happen. And that happens. It's football. You
Yeah.
see it all the time in big games. Back in the Super Bowl with Eli Manning when he threw that to David Tyree and he caught it on his helmet. It's football. Stuff like that happens, and I think like that was rough, and especially me sitting there watching like my brothers go through that. But at the end of the day, we have another week, and it's a new grind this week for championship week.
Now, do you feel that considering you guys' performance the week before, like not to say that you guys didn't take the game seriously because you knew it was at stake, but do you feel like maybe the game wasn't taken seriously knowing that you guys were at the top of the division?
In reality, I mean, it wasn't about knowing that you're at the top of the division. It's just knowing, like, sometimes, like, okay, we just better than you. And it's no knock against no knock against Mesa. It's just like, okay, my athletes versus your athletes. In reality, we feel you better than them. So it wasn't like, oh, okay, we just gonna come out here as like a pushover. It was just like, oh, okay, we had our moments. Like, we started off hot, and then we just got cold, and like he said, it just happens in spurts of games like that. But I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, I mean, we respect everybody we play. Like no matter who you are, we respect everybody play. We put in work all week, and then like we just like, oh, all right, they suck this week. We ain't going. We don't disrespect nobody. We respect everybody game. So, like he said, it was just like, oh, we was hot. Pick got that. We scored. Okay, cool. We came back. Okay, they made a drive. They bounced back. It is what it is. We came on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can nail the drives out for you. I ain't gonna go like LeBron status, but yeah, and they made more plays than us, and tip the hat to them though.
That's
Mesa,
exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Tip my
like,
hat to
you know
San
what I'm
Diego
saying?
Mesa.
Like, they
I
made
feel
more
like
plays than us.
we were definitely had the better athletes on the field, but they were just making plays. And
Yeah.
like I said earlier, it's football. Like that happens. They were going out there, and their quarterback was putting the ball on the money. Their receivers were making catches. And that's something I've seen at my time here at Mount Sac is teams will play up to our level.
Yeah.
No
Sometimes
matter
we'll
who we
play
play,
down.
they're going to show up to play. And whether it's the backup quarterback, the third string quarterback, they're going to come out and play against Mount Sac. So that's we just got to know that every single game we have to come out and play.
Yeah, that's all.
Just like they say, any given Sunday, right?
Any given
yeah,
Sunday,
Saturday.
exactly. It's football.
Yeah. So Rachaad, after the game, I talked to you. You said big things make little things. Do you think the team has rallied together to fix the little things in the practices that you've had so far this week?
Yeah, we've been really just stressing on little things, just such things like, okay, just do your job. Like I tell you after the game, just little things like that. Be in the right place. Just do what you're coached to do. I mean, we see it like kind of everywhere. I'm trying to think of an example right now. I mean, little things always make big things, regardless of what the status is. I mean, you could be in a relationship, and a little thing might make something big. It's just the way life is. Like so. I mean, like we said, we've been preparing this week. Yeah, I think we've been cutting out all the little things. Mistakes is gonna happen. There's gonna be some little things that still got, but we just gotta limit the little things. That's all it is. So yeah, I feel like where we prepared this week is. Yeah, we good. Like I said, I believe we're gonna win.
And at the beginning of the season, now of course I know you guys had championship on your mind, but did you guys think you would be in this kind of scenario, realistically speaking, to play for the conference championship?
Definitely did.
Yeah,
definitely did.
Like he said, like we said,
100%.
them just the goals. But in reality, we feel like we was gonna go undefeated. In reality, we still believe we're a 9-0 team. Even the coaches, they said all the time we're a 9-0 team sitting at 6-3 because, like I said, little things, little mistakes, such as plays like that happens. Things we could all wish we could take back and get
Exactly.
take back. We wish we could get back, but in reality, you can't get back. So in reality, we knew that we would be here, and like I said, a lot of dudes. We lost this game last year. We had a bad, season last year. A lot of dudes been waiting on Fullerton in this moment.
I think that shot hit it on the head with the little things for sure because we lost 3 games by 8 points, and that shouts out little things. You know what I mean? getting off the field on third down. That's everybody putting it on the line in the final seconds, finishing the games. That's the biggest thing for us. We have to finish games.
It's a game of inches.
Game of inches definitely is.
And now, as athletes, do you just focus on the game at hand, or is there any part of you that just wonders about that Saddleback game? What if we would have won that game? What if we would have won against San Diego? You'd be more in control of your destiny. Do you dwell on that? Have you thought about that, or is it just focus on this?
No,
this game
because
at hand?
to be honest with you, Fullerton is sitting at 3-1 in league right now too. Or 3-1, and we're 3-1 as well. So
Right.
either way, like had we beat San Diego Mesa, we still would have to come out and play against Fullerton and win the game. So that's where like we don't even have time to look ahead or look back because this is it for us. We're in a position to win the conference championship and have everybody's dreams alive, and we're in a position to lose all of that in a split second. So that's the mindset that we have to have this week.
Win and we're in.
Yep,
That-
when we're
that's
in,
the kind
and
of mindset you
that's
have.
been
Man.
the thing that the coaches were preaching since the clock hit 0, double zeros, triple zeros at San Diego Mesa. Our coaches were preaching it from the jump. Championship week, this is it. And as a competitor, our coaches were saying it. As a competitor, you have to love it. You know what I mean? You have to love the fact that the season's hanging on the line. And I know for me and Shaw, both our perspectives, we've been out here since February, grinding every single day, doing the conditioning, went through the whole process, and it all comes down to this week in this game right here. So gotta love it.
Yeah, no, and I was reading some articles that were breaking down all the playoff scenarios for the different divisions, and for our division or for the Mount Sac division, all it said was Fullerton and Mount Sac showing down for the championship. So I mean, it's like you said, winner take all kind
Winner
of thing.
takes all.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the other thing that I just want to ask, is this you guys' first championship game? Have you guys ever played like in high school? Did you ever play in like a championship game?
You want to go first? You want me to go
I mean, I played in a district championship game. I made it to the runner-up. I made it to not the runner-up, the game before the state championship, and I lost. But I mean, compare that to now. I mean, because I'm gonna say like young me compared to now, old me is like it's just a different feeling. Like it's just a different want and need. Honestly, like it's just like he said, it's just how you mature, things like that. So you look at things like differently now. So I mean, like I said, I played in a district championship game, but I don't feel like that and came to the game close to state, but I don't feel like it don't even compare
And,
to this
you,
conference
Colin?
game.
For me, I played at Rancho Cucamonga High School. I'm gonna give a shout out real quick. They have Long Beach Poly at home tomorrow. Y'all boys go out there and ball out. But I played at Rancho High School, and my year we made it to the semis, and we lost the heartbreaker to Vista Marietta in 6 overtimes. So that was like crushing for me. That was how I ended my high school career. So that's the closest I got. But it's a ride. These last couple months of the season are always anything can happen, So
So we were talking earlier about the next game. Winner takes all pretty much for the conference. Colin, as a defender, what stands out to you about the Fullerton offense?
they're high powered. They have players at every single position, and they have depth. So they're a high tempo offense. They're gonna go out there and they're gonna run the ball and get right back on it. They're gonna throw the ball and get right back on it, not giving our defense very much time to breathe or to get the play in. So we're gonna have to be focused on that. They have depth and they've scored a lot of points this season. That's about all I can say about them. We respect them as opponents, but we know what we're capable of. I believe in every single one of my guys, and I know that they feel the same about everybody. So I'll take mine over theirs any day.
So they averaged 300 yards in there. Is there a part of you as a defensive back that, I'm going to get some opportunities to make plays?
Yeah, I feel like that's how I feel every game. You approach every game like that, whether the team is throwing for 300 yards or they're throwing for 100 yards. There's always opportunities to make plays. We get 60, 70 plays a game on defense. So there's opportunities every single play. That's the beautiful thing about defense. You don't have to wait for the coach to call in the signal and for you to get the ball or for a play to be called for you. You go out there and you make the play. So that's just the mindset that all 11 of us on the field have to have going into it.
Yeah, for Rachaad, I looked it up. It said Fullerton only allows 64.8 rushing yards per game. How do you attack them as a running back or offensively as a group?
Offensively as a group, we just try to be aggressive. That's our main thing. Coach preach, up front, running back, things like that. Just be aggressive. You can't be tough. I mean, you can't be weak. Kind of like they push that. Like you got to be tough. Like what I'm saying. You can't get pushed back. You can't let another man. You know what I'm saying? Is man on man. who gonna win. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I mean, like I said, game on the line. So that's been what we've been preaching. Receiver aspect, catching, receiving yards, just like that. Just focus on the little things. Like I said, like catching the ball, seeing the ball in, catching the ball, and do what you do after that. But just focus on the main thing. Rushing, we just, like I said, we just be tough. We just be aggressive. We tack off the ball, things like that. I just give, what I'm saying? Like I told somebody earlier, I just, I take what the defense give me. So, you know, I
Well,
don't
the
force
defense has been
nothing.
giving you a lot then.
I don't force nothing. I just take what the defense give me. I don't force nothing. My O line, they do a good job. So, we playing.
Don't let
We
him cap
playing.
on you. He out there
You
taking
take,
them yards.
You take what
He
you
takes
want,
them
Rachaad.
yards. Yeah,
We
yeah.
playing. Man, we playing. Of course, we're gonna have over 64 yards though.
yeah.
I ain't trying to be like that, but of course, I mean, you got me, you got Dom, you got Malaki. You know what I'm saying? Of course, even if it's combined over, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'm not betting against you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking about stats, do you guys keep track of your stats? That's what you guys are conscious of?
To be honest, I'm gonna keep it 100 right now. When we played Long Beach, they didn't even count my pick. Like it's still to this. So I don't. The stats don't mean anything to me. I feel like they kind of are up there just writing down whatever. But you got to go out there and play. You can't get too into the stats. And I feel like Rachaad can vouch for this. Is that like through all of the football journey that we've been on, you can never get too attached to rankings. You can never get too attached to stats because at the end of the day, no matter who you are or what you're ranked, you have to line up across from me and you got to play. That's just how it is. And that's the beautiful thing about football. So the stats, I don't think anybody really gets too into the stats. It's about the W or the L on the at the end of the day, So
Yeah, I'm sure both of you would rather take the W instead of
Yeah,
having
for
a
sure.
historic
most
record
definitely,
breaking night.
most
Oh, yeah, for
definitely,
sure.
most definitely.
For sure.
Now, Colin, we talked to Rachaad a little bit, like in past couple weeks, I guess. So we kind of know his story. How did you get into football?
I didn't really grow up in a football household. None of my family really watched football. My mom's definitely didn't have football on the TV, just on there. None of my brothers played football. So I was just attracted to it since a young age. Before I even put a helmet on, I was watching like NFL Total Access, throwing Friday Night Lights on there. When I was little, I used to think that like the Friday Night Lights ending would change. So I would just watch it over and over again, thinking that he would finally like stretch it over and score. Yeah, but it never happened. So yeah, that's how I got into it. I started when I was 7, the youngest that you could start playing tackle football, and I just was in love with it ever since. I used to like run to my mom on the sideline and tell her thank you for letting me be out here when kids would be like crying to their mom, like, why do we have to be out here running and this and that? I feel like I always wanted to be what I was seeing on the TV. These guys are up there, they're doing it big and they're working hard. So I'm gonna come out here and work hard too from a young age.
Did you always play DB or?
No, I actually I switched to safety when I came here to Mount Sac. I played slot receiver just about my whole life. I touched the defensive side of the field in high school a little bit here and there, but I was mostly a receiver.
Did you like defense better?
Yes. I think when I played offense, I approached it very physically. Like I had a very physical game as a receiver, blocking and all that type of stuff. So the switch to defense was
Just
a wonderful
natural
thing, a natural thing. Yeah, just to go out there and out physical receivers. I did when I was younger. I played football in the season, and then it would be basketball season and baseball season. So that's kind of what I did growing up. And then once I got to high school, it wasn't even a question for me anymore. I ran track a little bit, but it was all football for me.
Do you have any athletes you looked up to, like try to model your game after them?
Definitely. And I didn't even play DB, like I said, but Tyrann Mathieu was always my favorite player since the season at LSU. And I feel like the trials that he's been through, and you can see his career, the way that he's chosen for his life to go that way. And I think that it's been a beautiful thing to watch him and watch him grow. And I can take a lot away from his story. And then where I grew up at, there's kind of DBs all over the place in NFL. Eric Weddle went to Altaloma High School, which is right down the street. Patrick Chung went to Rancho. So I've had role models my whole life to look up to and be like, damn, he did it. So I have no excuse,
Oh, just chiming in here. My favorite defensive back, I guess, ever would be Ed Reed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
The Troy Polamalu Ed Reed debate goes on forever, but yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not going to confirm it or deny it, but I feel you.
Do you have a favorite team or a team that you follow?
NFL? Rams, definitely.
Rams.
When they made the move back to LA.
No.
When they made the move back to LA. My
As a
grandpa.
Chargers fan.
Oh, see,
Yeah, I can't say nothing.
I couldn't do it. My grandpa was a Rams fan his whole life since they've been in LA. So I didn't have a team. I would just watch football, and then when they came to LA, it was like, yep. And then they just happened to get good and all that. So it is what it is.
So I got a question for both of you. If everyone on the team lined up for a race, who would win?
I mean, I'm just telling you right now, my money's on Rachaad.
There's a couple DBs that might
Oh
get him.
no, it's some fast guys.
Yeah, there is some fast guys.
It's some fast guys.
And I've seen we have a youngin,
Some fast guys.
number 20, Malachi. I've seen him run track at Rancho, so I know that he's fast.
Yeah, some
fast.
guys. I
Yeah.
don't know, cause it's like different.
Yeah,
It's
football
like different.
speed is different.
It's
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying. It's different when somebody chasing you, and then when you just like, oh, let's line up and run.
Yeah, like Shad, I feel like you see him just take off on defenders, and it'd
Yeah,
be
cause it's
damn,
different.
you just got like that.
But we
second,
like say line up
that
for a
second
race.
gear.
It'd be like I don't know. It'd be tough, but I mean I'll win. Yeah, I'll win for sure. But
Want
it'd be
to say
tough.
that to the camera?
Oh yeah, I'll win for sure. But it's some fast dudes on the team though. Some athletes.
Yeah, we don't want to see none of that Tyreek Hill stuff, though. You guys see that? Chases down the
Oh
guy.
my goodness,
Chasing
Oh,
Jamie
yeah,
Williams
yeah,
down
yeah,
10 yards
Just
back.
unreal fast.
Yeah,
Unreal
Tyreek Hill,
speed.
man.
Speaking
Exactly.
of the speed though, what's it been like for you being on the sideline, and watching the offensive unit be out there, and you see somebody like Rachaad just going out there, putting the team on his back, helping you guys win games?
Man, it's really a beautiful thing. Especially when we're sitting there and we need somebody to make a play. You know, we're out there and we get a 3 and out, or we go through a long drive and we come back to the sideline gassed, you know, and then you see Shad just taking off, and it's like, yes, sir. Thanks for that. Like, he gave us a little bit of breathing room on the field with the points that he's scoring, and it's cool to just see Shad go out there and ball out. It really is. And he was balling out like this last year. He just didn't get the touches that he had this year. So we knew coming into it what it was, and just from the jump, he's just been balling.
Yeah, speaking about being happy for your teammates, though, somebody else is balling. What about Schofield? What can you guys say about that guy?
Dog,
Crazy, right?
Schofield is a dog. I literally lined up against Schofield every single day for the last like 5 months. So I know firsthand, you know what I mean, how tough he is. Like, I come out on an afternoon in the summer tired, and I got to line up across from Schofield, and it's like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, you better be locked in.
Talk
So
trash to each other during practice.
yeah, me and Schofield, but it's all love, you know, it's all love.
So what are your guys' game days look like? What do you do throughout the day? What do you listen to before the game?
What we do? Well, it depends. It depends how far the game is and what time the game is.
Are you talking about like us individually or us as a team?
Let's go with individual first.
I mean, what I do, I probably wake up. I wake up a good amount early, even though the game at 6. We got to be at the school I have to be at the school around like 12:30 for like a little walkthrough session. So, but I wake up kind of early. I go get breakfast for sure with my girl for sure. I'm a big girl guy. Everybody tell you on the team. You know, I'm with my girl all the time. But I go get breakfast for sure. We go get breakfast like IHOP. I ain't a big fan of Denny's, so we go like IHOP or some other little breakfast place that she know because she's from out here. And then I don't know. I'll probably figure out what I like want because I probably need something. So like this week I need a towel, so I'm gonna go get a towel from Dick's or something. I always need some or some tape, so go get that, and then I go to walkthrough, and I mean, you know, other than that, you know, time flies. What I listen to before the game, I listen to a little. He up and coming artist. His name Rod Wave. His name Rod Wave. He just, you know, he got some smooth music.
Shouting you out. Rod Wave.
yeah. Now Rod Wave. So I'll be listening to Rod Wave, but I listen to like Future. I listen to like all kinds of dudes that just, you know what I'm saying, I feel like they talking to me. So that's really
What about you, Colin? What's in the game day, man?
I usually wake up and like as soon as I wake up, I throw like the nip on, to be honest. I gotta throw like that victory lap on, and it's just a powerful song. So I just wake up in the mood like it's time to go handle business, you know what I mean? And I usually have my girl come over and braid my hair. She usually does just about every game day. And then I usually don't eat on game days in the morning, and then I don't drive home from school, so I usually have somebody take me and drop me off at Mount Sac, and it's usually either my cousin or one of my close friends, and we'll go get like poke. I love poke. That's like my favorite food, so I'll go get that, and it's like fill in perfect game day meal, and then pull up to the school, and from then on, it's all business.
Cool.
Don't no favorite artists to listen to? Just nip
On game days. It's like a game day thing for me, and it's not even something like.
I heard you have a TMC tattoo.
I do have a TMC tattoo. Yeah, just to remind myself, the marathon is always going, always continuing. And there's been some days that I've really looked down at my tattoo and been like, it does continue, and I can't fold. I have that on me forever. You know what I mean? I can't fold. What do I look like folding when I got a TMC tat? So, yeah, definitely the nip. I like a lot of artists though, but the game day is definitely the nip.
What about the team? Because I've been there, I've been watching some linemen, everybody dancing to the baby playing on the speakers.
Man, we like everything, man. All that, whatever's playing on the speakers, we're dancing to. Whatever's playing. There's usually somebody on the aux in the locker room before the game, but usually people have their headphones on, just getting locked into the game and stuff like that.
And after the game, you just go back to school or go home, or
I just leave straight after the game. Like I said, I go with my girl. We figure out what we're gonna eat. Shoot, I mean, probably this weekend after this game, we're gonna go to Roscoe's or something.
Yeah, you already know the deal.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Roscoe's or something. But yeah, I just go eat and then I just relax, man. I probably talk to like I said, we got teammates, we do things, we kick it. We talk after the game.
Watch the tape.
Yeah, just things like that. Laugh and joke with each other. Just hang out with each other. That's it.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I just slide. Go back to the crib, lay down or something. It's usually a rough night after the game, so just lay down and hang out. Not really moving around too much.
What are your also just something just to let people watching know? What do your bodies feel like after the games? Because you guys are real physical. I mean, the competition is intense, and for people who don't go and aren't there to actually see it and hear these hits, I mean, they may not have an idea of it. So what's it like for you guys?
I mean, I'll be all right. Well, I'm going to tell everybody else I'll be all right. But I'll be hurt. It's life. I mean, you know what you signed up for. It just all depends. It's not like big hurt. It's like a little sore, of course, soreness, things like that. Me, I'm a running back. If I
You're taking the hit.
Yeah, but if I have to run you over, I run you over. But other than that, I'm just trying to, juke my way into the end zone. So, I mean, like I said, I'll be all right. Coach always asks me, everybody asks me. I'll be like, no, I'm good. But
I'll be asking.
I'll be sore. But I'll be sore, though. It's just life.
Yeah, for me, it's been, you just know playing football that you're going to have nicks, bruises, and whatever else comes with it. But everybody's banged up. Everybody in America is banged up right now. So that just is what it is. It comes with the territory playing football. I've been dealing with a lot of turf burn this year. ELAC's turf was horrible, garbage. That turf was tearing me up all night from the jump, everywhere. But that's probably the most annoying one because you go home and get in the shower and you're like,
Yeah, for sure.
But I think too, we put in so much work on our bodies. We do conditioning and so much weightlifting that all those impacts, I don't even really feel them anymore. After the game, I'm not even really that achy or sore, I'm capping for that. I'm definitely sore and achy, but it's not to the point that you guys would think it is because we put in so much work in the weight room and conditioning wise. Yeah.
So this Saturday is your last regular season home game. Is then anything sentimental going through your guys' heads, or is it just like another day?
Nah, I mean it's it's big sentimental, but it really ain't that. It's sentimental, but it really kind of is not that sentimental because in our minds we feel like I said we believe we're gonna win, so we believe it ain't over. But I mean, yeah, it's always some sentimental going into it. Like he says, emotions going to tell, but the emotions going into this game is gonna be crazy because like you said, it's championship game. Like he said, it's win or go home. That's what the coaches preach. And, don't nobody want to, we don't, as Mount Sac, the standard, our football program been down, just speaking realistically, haven't made the playoffs in a couple of years. So, don't none of us want to play no just regular bowl game. So, so it's some emotion going into it, sophomore night, it's your last regular season home game here at Mount Sac. It's probably our last home game because our record, regardless if we win, we're going to have to go away. And we like the road, as you can see. Our record.
Yeah.
We roll Warriors, but it's gonna be some sentimental, but it's gonna be all it's gonna be worth it in the end.
I feel like it's definitely sentimental. Yeah. Just Mount Sac is a special place. It's really a special place, and there's a deep history here, football wise. So whenever any of us walk out on that field, that Mount Sac across your chest, it means something to all of us, and it has to. So this game for me. being possibly my last home game here, it'll definitely be a special night for me. Definitely.
Yeah, hopefully you guys come out with that win.
Yes,
It'll make
sir.
everything feel better.
Yes, man. That's
the
really
plan.
let me rephrase that. It will be a special
the
night
plan.
after we get the W. Yeah.
So speaking of your last home games, do you guys are you a little bit upset that you aren't even going to get to play in the new stadium?
Oh yeah, you for sure feel some type of way about that. Every day, we practice over there. We just see that thing getting better and better. We like, dang, wish they would have started this last year.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
But,
it looks crazy over there.
But it's just like, we just setting foundation for the younger dudes. So, when they go in there, they ball out, things like that. But of course you feel some type of way like, oh man.
I feel like hopefully we on
Like,
the bigger and better
yeah.
things, you know what I mean? That we
We
get to
all
come
say-
back and enjoy
yeah.
it. And, I'm gonna be back for sure.
Yeah, we all say
Posted
that.
on the sideline
We
of
all
the
say
Megatron.
that, yeah.
Yes, sir. Alumni. Yes, sir.
Speaking of that, though, you mentioned that you want to continue. Of course, there's always that next level, right? That's always as an athlete, that's what you're pushing for. But as of where you guys are right now, you guys are at a considerable level of people in high school, young athletes in high school are working towards. What can you guys what advice can you give to like young high school football players to basically get to where you guys are at to be in the position to get to the next level after that?
I would say, just off the top of my head, just be patient and be consistent. You know what I mean? Those two things will take you far. I feel like consistent work will take you very far. I think Rachaad is a great example of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of consistent work, and he bet on himself coming here, and look where he's come. So for any high school athlete that's thinking about taking a JUCO route, you're gambling on yourself. You're betting on yourself coming here. So be consistent and be patient because your time will come. So.
Yeah, I would just say piggyback off of him. Just keep grinding. Work ethic is a big thing. You gotta, like I just said, you gotta outwork the guy in front of you. Like he said, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, like it's man on man. You can't let him outwork you. So just think big on that, and like he said, man, just trust, believe in yourself, man. Don't be scared to go JUCO. Ain't nothing wrong with JUCO, like. You know what I'm saying? Because at first when I came back, I'm thinking like, man, I can't be telling people I didn't used to post pictures like that. But now you see me now, I just embrace it. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people think like ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I was one of the people like, man, JUCO, I don't like that. But then I finally embraced it, and it embraced me. So just keep working, man.
And that work paid off. You just got an offer from University of Tennessee. Can you tell us
Yeah.
how that process went down?
I was just blessed. What I do? When did it happen? My family was down here this weekend, so I was kicking it with my family. Like he said, we talked to a Medal of Honor winner. It happened Monday. We talked to a Medal of Honor guy, man, and after that, I went to my family because they finna leave. They flight take off at like 8:30. So I went down there to Los Angeles with my family, and then I was just getting texts. Like when I was on the way down, I was just getting texts from the recruitment coach. And it was like, when you have time, Coach Pruitt would to call you, Jeremy Pruitt, head coach of University of Tennessee. So I'm like, yeah, I got time. I'm free. Just things like that.
Were you like, maybe I got time? Let me check back.
Yeah, so I'm like, I got time. I ain't doing nothing, just chilling with my family. So I go down there. I'm kicking with my family for a minute. He finally get out of meetings. He called me. It was just like, he was just telling me how, great of an athlete that he thought I was, and special running back I am, and that they would love to have me there, and that they was offering me just things like that. He wanted to get me on a visit, and I'm like, I'm just like, I'm just blessed, man. I'm just thankful for everything that I got. Honestly, that's all. That's all it be. That's all it be, man. I just be thankful, man. Just be thankful for the position.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
How are we doing on time, Bridget?
I think you guys have about like 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
Let's talk some pro.
Oh, yeah, let's talk some pro. You said you follow the Rams, right? So, how's these past couple of weeks feeling?
To be honest, like I don't even really get too into it until it matters. So right now, all these are just, what I'm saying, to get to the dance. When the dance happens and the playoffs happen, that's when I get really excited in the kitchen or in the living room. You know what I'm saying? Jumping around and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not too much. They'll get it together.
I mean, it's starting to matter right now. If they lose another game, they're gonna be 5 losses.
Definitely.
Right?
And I think the division has definitely picked up in competition. You know what I'm saying? With the 49ers having the season that they're having, and then with the Seahawks, of course. The Seahawks are always a problem. So yeah, the division's looking really tight right now.
Do you follow football, Rachaad, at all?
Yeah, I'll be following football. Yeah, I follow football.
Who do you have as your MVP so far?
Oh, that's tough. Man, I'm gonna go with Lamar, man.
Lamar.
Yeah, man, he's improved so much. You know, he proved so many people wrong. Like I feel like you know what I'm saying, like dudes like that, like that's why I say I love. You know, they take so much criticism and they don't do nothing but put their head down and just work. You know what I'm saying? They not tripping off of it. You know, they just like I said, put their head down. They go to work every day. So I say Lamar, man, he's improved so much. I mean, his stats right now is amazing. I mean, they winning. The Raiders is clicking. They looking like the best team in the AFC right now. So. Yeah, I got Lamar, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I want to throw a nod in there, though. I'm a big fan because I'm a running back. So Christian McCaffrey, man, he having an unbelievable season, though. So I would say, he up there, Russell Wilson up there, but I'm gonna take Lamar.
Not you, Colin. You also have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I'm taking Lamar Jackson, and I've seen like all that stuff on Twitter and Instagram. Like his numbers are very similar to Dak's, and they're talking about that stuff. But I feel like you throw on a game, and like the way that Lamar is getting his numbers compared to the way that Dak is getting his, it's not even close. That boy Lamar is out there going crazy.
He beat the Patriots. That was the first quarterback under 25 to beat the Bill Belichick team in a while.
Speaking about the Patriots, you can tell a lot about a person by the way they answer this question. How do you guys feel about the Patriots? Do you like them or not?
I mean, I don't hate on him. I do.
I hate
you know
on
what I'm
him.
saying? Because think about it, I don't hate on. Nah, I just don't hate. I don't hate on like you feel me? Because everybody, that's how it is when you win it. Like when you be at the top so long, a lot of people want to see you fall. So I'm not that kind of person, you know what I'm saying? They winning, they doing their thing. I'm not like a fan of them though. It ain't like, oh yeah, I'm see. I respect Tom Brady a lot. I mean, I'm one of the people that believe he's a GOAT. Regardless of whatever happened, with the Spygate, all that, they say they cheat sometimes. It is what it is. I feel like Tom Brady is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? He do GOAT things, but
Disappointing.
But you know what I'm saying? I ain't no hater of the Patriots. I respect them basically. Is what I'm saying.
I feel like I play defense and I'm like a big like football nerd guy. Like I'll get on the board and just draw up whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta show love to Bill Belichick, just the way that he handles his business. There's a show on the NFL Network, and I think I'm trying to think about what it's called. It's called Do Your Job, actually. That's what it's called. But it goes through like behind the scenes with them, and it's crazy. Like the attention to detail that Bill Belichick has in the meetings and throughout his day and the level of consistency that he approaches his preparation with, it's unreal. And I think that's why you see the Patriots succeed with players that are not necessarily as talented or as athletic as like they're playing against. So you see that, and everybody's bought into the system. Everybody's bought into the doing your job thing. And I feel like I got to show respect to that and not my cap at that too. But my brother's a big Patriots fan, so it's definitely a lot of Patriot slander getting thrown around the house.
That Super Bowl must have been
wild. It was
for you guys.
wild, especially like the weekend before that in the AFC and NFC championship games. We were like kind of hoping that it would happen so that we could get together, you know what I mean, and like throw some shit on the grill, But yeah, it was a crazy day for sure.
So who do you guys have as your top 3 teams so far in the NFL? Sorry to put you on the spot. Just.
I mean, he got like 49ers. I'm gonna take 49ers. Top 3. That's kind of tough though, because I'm kind of biased. I mean, I feel like Kansas City gonna eventually get it together. Pat Mahomes.
So you get that defense worked out. I mean, he passed for over 400 yards that last game, right?
Yeah, we still took a L. That's tough, but I feel like we're gonna be all right. I feel like we've been banged up, lately, things like that. If things don't go your way, I mean, look at the Warriors now, and it's tough. But I feel like eventually, we're gonna get it together. So I'm gonna go Kansas City, and then give me who I say 49ers, Kansas City, and I don't know. It's tough because I got the Saints coming out the NFC.
Really?
Oh, did you see his face?
Even after that loss to the Falcons.
That right, Sean. That right.
The Atlanta Falcons. I mean, that's why I'm saying you sometimes you gotta tip your hat off. I mean, they played a great game.
No, he said they lost against.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying the Falcons top 3.
Even though they lost,
I was like, whoa.
Falcons played an amazing game.
I would take. not in any order, but I'll throw the Ravens, the Patriots, and the 49ers out there. And I think the Patriots defense is having like a record-setting season. And I think, too, that Bill Belichick knew that he would see Lamar Jackson and the Ravens again. So I don't even think he was tripping over that game.
So you think he was holding back to
I think
testing Lamar Jackson?
I think he definitely did. He was definitely like, they were pretty bland with their coverages and stuff. And I think that he wanted to see how Lamar was going to react to it. You know what I'm saying?
He's sneaky like
He
that.
is, and I think he sees big picture, and he's gonna be like, okay, yeah, let Lamar have that, let the Ravens have that win, and let them feel good going into it when we see him again in the playoffs. And I'm sure it'll happen, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, Bill Belichick definitely isn't tripping over that loss.
You know, I did my top 5 earlier for the podcast, but I'm gonna change a little bit. First, I still got the 49ers. Second, I have the Ravens. Number 3, Green Bay Packers.
For the record, who's your team? Sorry, who do you go for?
Green Bay Packers.
Okay. Just so the viewers at home know.
The 2 and 2 aren't connected.
They sound connected. They just don't have a lot of depth. I feel like one person goes down on that team.
Well, Devontae Adams went down, and they won all their games when he was injured.
Yeah,
he lost when
that
he
is
got
true.
back. But
That is true.
Aaron Jones is carrying the load. I think he has the most rushing or not just rushing touchdowns, just total touchdowns in the league.
Mhm.
Might be in the conversation for MVP. The only thing is that he's splitting carries with their second string running back Jamal Williams, but their defense just needs to stop the run.
Jamal Williams, you know, some in high school.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, is that something that you're proud of? Where you're from?
Yeah,
Something
definitely.
you represent all the time?
Definitely. The IE for sure. I love it. I'm blessed to be from where I'm from.
And were you maybe like because I know you said you were in a rancho, but how was that Lonzo hype around the area when?
Man, that was crazy. So I actually we saw Chino Hills twice a year at Rancho, and that boy was just out there jamming out on the Rancho boys. So it was definitely something to go see. I had to buy my ticket and be in that gym for sure because and that was when all the brothers were there. That was when all the Ball brothers were at Chino Hills, so they were stacked. It was just like, man, I felt sorry for the boys on the team. You know, after I'm like, hey, ain't nothing you can do about that because he's just throwing it up there, jamming out like.
Yeah, I feel like in basketball more so than football, you can really tell who's gonna make it. Like, yeah, they just dominate.
Especially at the high school ranks, I feel like there's people that just absolutely demolish the high school rankings.
Yeah. Like you just need
Because
that
it
one
just-
player and you're
I
good.
got to ask
It
you
just
last time,
all
what
depends
positions did you play?
For what? Basketball?
Basketball.
I play point guard. But for basketball, that's what I'm saying because it just depends, though. Like they both, of course, different sports. But like football, like me, like I said, like he said, sometimes I make amazing plays. But you know what I'm saying, that's why I be giving credit. Milan, they do a cool job, but doing their job. So like my position is a dependent position. Quarterback position, like okay, but it's still a dependent position. The receiver got to catch the ball and make a play, or you feel me? Or they got to catch the ball regardless. Like certain positions dependent. Like his position is like like basically, like you know what I'm saying, it's all team, but his position is like, it's an individual position. He could get picks and he could still make it, things like that. Like, I mean, like UCLA winning now, but when they was losing, they got a cornerback up there. What's his name?
Darnay Holmes.
Darnay Holmes. He still's, gonna go in the draft and get be, a draft prospect regardless because the position he play corner. So as long as he doing his job and dude's barely throwing to his side, or when they do throw it, his stats look good, then you know what I'm saying. But some positions be dependent. Basketball, I mean, you just put the ball in the hole and you get scholarship. It don't matter how trash your team could be. You could just put the ball. You average 30 or something. Plus,
don't even have to play
you know
defense.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
nah. Everybody be like, we could work on the defense, but damn, you can score.
Yeah, if you can score, you can
it's over.
scholarship.
Look at James Harden. That boy putting up like 40 a night.
You get the scholarship.
Nobody cares you playing defense.
You don't got to depend on nobody.
And Lakers or Clippers?
Come on now.
I'm insulted that you asked that.
Me
Jesse.
too.
I have to ask.
I'm super
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I ain't from out here, but
Yeah,
I'm a LeBron
he-
James fan though. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm not a Lakers fan. But I mean, in reality though, the Clippers are better than the Lakers.
Are they though? They have
These
4
are the people
losses.
that give the Lakers a bad name. The LeBron fans that came over from the Cavs and hopped on the bandwagon and
Nah,
scooted
but I'm not a
over to
Lakers
LA.
fan,
Like,
though,
nah, I'm
LeBron,
not having that.
he
I'm
helped
not
y'all
having
out,
that.
bro.
I'm not having that.
LeBron, bro.
I'm
Y'all
not
been
having
in-
none of
y'all
that,
been in
bro.
the-
It's Kobe City.
Y'all been in
It's
the
Kobe
slump,
City, bro.
man.
It's Kobe City.
Y'all know
I
y'all
agree
needed
100% with you.
I'm
Colin.
definitely,
Bro,
you know
y'all
what I mean?
still
I
needed
grew up
LeBron to
watching
come
Kobe.
over here, though, bro. What would y'all be at right now if LeBron LeBron to come over here. Y'all still, you
True.
over know. You
I'm
be
gonna keep it a
horrible.
stack though. I'm gonna keep it a stack though.
Like,
I'd be
so
just
it's-
fine with that, bro.
Yeah,
I would
I
be
feel
just
you,
fine
but-
with that.
They still
But-
have Brandon Ingram averaging like 25 points per game.
Man, Brandon
We
Ingram,
would
he
still be
averaging 25 right now.
But they're talking
Other
about
kids,
LeBron
though, he
being one of the
alright,
greatest
bro.
Lakers ever.
He
What?
has one season.
No.
What?
How about
Even
that?
if he wins a championship, he will not be one of the best Lakers ever. Not even top 3. Probably not even top 5.
Did you
to
see
be
the
honest.
picture where he edited himself in with the?
Yes.
That was.
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It is
Everybody else
disrespectful.
found
Man,
out.
LeBron,
And I feel like he
he a
can't even.
legend, bro.
LeBron can't even relate to that, bro.
LeBron is
LeBron
a
wasn't even loyal to
legend.
his own soil,
He's
bro.
a legend,
You feel
bro.
me?
Regardless wherever he goes.
Kobe did a dub in LA.
If he was
Nowhere
going to the
else. Kobe did a dub in
76ers, he'd
LA.
be one of the greatest 76ers. Regardless,
Nah.
he's a legend.
The Lakers aren't the
bro.
76ers.
He's a
Can we ask
legend.
who you do like as a team for shots in NBA? I want to pull up NBA. Like, who do you have? Who do you like?
I don't really have a team in NBA. I'm a big fan of players. So like I said, LeBron's my favorite player, but I just like, guys that just like stand out. So I mean a lot of guys stand out in the league, but a lot of guys don't stand out like that. Like so I like LeBron, my favorite player, but like I'm a big fan of Kyrie Irving. Like, I respect his
Uncle
game
Drew.
a lot. Yeah, I respect
Uncle
his
Drew,
game a
for
lot.
sure.
I want to see him win, things like that. Because like I said, a lot of dudes take criticism. Kyrie Irving took a lot of criticism wanting to leave LeBron. Oh, he ain't gonna never be able to win this or win that. So like I said, I like to see.
True.
I like
Russell
to see-
Westbrook.
I like to see
Russell
guys like that,
Westbrook
guys
for
that work
sure.
hard.
UCLA guy,
you know.
Russell Westbrook. Come on
Yeah,
now.
you like Russell Westbrook?
I love
Yeah,
Russell
but yeah, I don't
Westbrook.
have a
That boy
team. I
is
just I
passionate.
like players.
Well, being that you are a Laker fan,
Uh-huh.
okay, and I'll say I'm a Laker fan, so I know what it was like at that time. How did you feel when the rumors were going around that LeBron was going to come to LA?
I was hot about it because here, our team is mostly out of state boys, and I've noticed that a lot of kids that are out of state are LeBron fans, and I feel like I grew up on the outskirts of LA where the city was going crazy. The back-to-back championships, Kobe going crazy when Ron Artest hit that 3. Like
Kobe was all right.
it was going crazy. The city was going nuts, bro. So for me, like to hear the LeBron coming over here, and I already knew what was gonna happen. I already knew that, the
Bro.
finicky LeBron bandwagon fans were gonna come over with the
Kobe
Lakers
wasn't even
jersey.
the best
I'm
player
gonna keep
on
it a
this
stack. I feel like
team for a minute,
LeBron don't
bro.
even deserve to have the jersey on his chest,
Bro,
bro. He
Respect
don't.
LeBron. LeBron's the best
Respect
player on the
Kobe, bro.
Lakers.
This is Kobe City.
Kobe had Shaquille O'Neal, was
LeBron,
was
this is
the
what I'm
best
saying.
player on that
LeBron
team.
just like LA. LeBron like LA. He just wanted to
You feel
come
me?
to LA, and the Lakers just
Bro,
happened to
I mean,
be
I
the
respect Kobe, bro. He got a great work ethic, great mentality, bro.
I'll
I
say
respect
this.
Kobe's mentality, but he's not better
Kawhi's a
than
weirdo.
LeBron, bro. And
Kawhi's a
Kawhi,
weirdo.
nah, bro. Come on, he's from
Kawhi's
LA,
weird
bro.
for the Clippers
Respect
thing,
that
bro.
man.
Nah,
Yeah.
the Clippers thing weird, bro.
Clippers ain't ever won a championship. I respect that man. He gonna bring one back to the Clippers. That's
I knew
respect.
that he was gonna do that when he signed with New Balance over Jordan. That's how you knew he was gonna be a Clippers.
He just
guy.
different, man. He
Right.
want to go his own route, bro.
You knew it. You knew
Why
it.
can't he be different, bro? He just want to be different.
Nah,
Ain't nothing
he's
wrong
weird
with
for
that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's
New
a
Balance.
fun
You ain't
guy.
never seen
He
a guy
is a
with New
fun guy.
Balance.
Damn.
If I make it, I might go with New Balance.
Oh.
It's
So,
something
you know I'm
new.
a rock with you. Come on now.
It's something new.
Come
you know?
on
It's
now.
different.
Actually, I don't know if I would rock with you.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't going New Balance.
Speaking of, speaking of
I'm not
that,
going to
real
Balance.
quick, how do you guys feel about hearing that news that college athletes can now get paid for their image? And
Blessings.
basically-
Blessings. I actually did a report on that whole thing in my speech class, and I compared it to indentured servitude with the NCAA because there's billions of dollars getting made off of these athletes, and it's not only that they're not getting paid off of it, but then you're gonna tell athletes that they can't accept things from people.
Yeah.
Like, what if you do something in this world and somebody wants to give you something for it? Who can tell you that you can't accept that? You know, that's the
Right.
only place ever, and I feel like. Finally, like there's getting to be enough voices going around that they're finally, and I feel like California forced their hand, with the California passed the bill, and then you saw, I want to say, who was it next, like New Jersey or something like that, and then eventually the NCAA just passed it because they knew it was going to be a
Do you
problem.
guys feel lucky?
I feel blessed for that.
man. Yeah,
Right
blessed
time.
for that. I mean, like you said, keywords paid off of their image,
Their
not the
image.
school. The school already has its own image.
Yeah.
Depending on the school.
Because
So
all
he getting paid
the
off
older
of
heads,
his
the
image.
older generations are like, oh well, they should be happy with their education. Like people like Tim
Tim
Tebow. Yeah, I feel like he's just hating that he didn't get the opportunity.
I feel like Tim
Man.
Tebow just cut different. Like you, like Tim
Man,
Tebow come on
Tim
here.
Tebow
What would
knows-
you, what would you
Scout.
like? Unless you really
Yeah.
like Tim Tebow, like What are we gonna hear about from Tim Tebow? Like,
Man, Tim Tebow would be happy if he was in
like
college.
that
and
boy
this
Bill
was
like
passed
double A
for
baseball
him.
right now.
Yes,
Nobody want to
he
hear
would.
what he got
Like
to
you
say.
said, like he just talking. I like that because he not in college. Like he just mad because now the bills get passed.
And if you
years
think
later,
about it, him in particular, he probably lost a lot of money. If
he
you think
would
about
have.
all the money, they
But
made
that's
off him.
probably why he like,
That's
yo,
why.
they need to just focus on that because you feel me. He couldn't get the he didn't have a chance to
He's salty.
get this deal.
I think too, like you see coaches making millions and millions of dollars. Somebody just signed a
Yeah,
contract. I don't know who it
millions.
was, but it was like $8 million a year to coach college
Millions.
football. Like that's, and the player that's cool and all because they're bringing in that much money, but the
Yeah.
players aren't getting any of that. Like
Like
the
the
players
coaches-
going home eating from the
Yeah.
cafeteria, starving, while coaches are over here
The coaches
riding
got
jet skis
fans.
outside their house. Like
The
what?
coaches got fans.
Nick Saban
but-
is cashing out,
And also, they could switch schools whenever they want without having to sit out a year.
that's getting interesting. That part is interesting. I feel like to certain circumstances, like you saw Chris Steele with Florida, how he came back to USC. His circumstance, I feel like he should be granted the opportunity to go somewhere else and to play. But if you're just not happy that you're there and you're not playing, like compete, bro. And people want to come in and play right away. You're there for 4 years. Go in there and compete and work hard. Like, I feel like people are scared to compete. For the most part, there are exceptions, but I think for the most part,
a lot of
that's
people just want handouts.
your handouts. Everybody looking for what can I get for free, trying to finesse the system. Like sometimes you just
Lot
got to
of
put your
people
head down and work.
want
Like Rachaad said, you got to put your head down and work.
That's
Speaking of that, I just got
Problem.
reminded of one of your coach's tweets. No one cares. Work harder is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was Coach Dean, right?
yeah,
Your
Coach Dean.
quarterback
That's
coach.
my guy.
What
yeah,
can you guys
that's
say
my
about
guy.
Coach Dean?
Man, Coach Dean, for me, he a great guy. Like Coach Dean, I ain't gonna lie, not knocking nobody else on the coaching staff, but Coach Dean is the one. If I was, what I'm saying, I would call Coach Dean first out of all the coaching staff. Man, he a great dude. First of all, like I'm all for it. He a great dude. Like I said, he look after. What I'm saying? Like all the coaches care and look after, but Coach Dean, like it's just like kind of it's like love, like. Cause he just like I said, he a great dude. He pushes, you know what I'm saying? He get guys recruited, he pitches guys, you know what I'm saying? He just do a lot, you know what I'm saying? And Coach Dean don't get walked over, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Cause he ain't really got like a position like that to be like authority like that. He got authority, but not authority like that to be like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like just seeing Coach Dean, man, he give his all, bro. And I mess with Coach Dean, though.
Yeah,
I respect him, man.
hats
Shout out
off
to
to
Coach
Coach
Cam,
Dean.
man. He the GOAT to me.
And I don't
I'll say
even,
that all the
he's a
time.
quarterback coach, so I don't. When I see Coach Cam, he's standing behind the quarterback, and I'm looking through the quarterback to him. But yeah, great guy. He was one of the people that recruited me to come in here and sat down with him. So shout out to Coach Cam. And you saw him, Bobby. Actually, shout out Coach Bobby. He just had a newborn, so he, I think it was the Cerritos week, right? So he wasn't really there through the week too much. So a lot of pressure got put on Cam, and you saw what the offense did that week. So he's definitely doing a good job.
Yeah, Coach Cam, man.
All right, well, that's all the time we have. Good luck to you guys against Fullerton.
Bring it
So,
home.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you.
Yes,
Have faith
sir.
in you guys.
Thank you for having us
Appreciate
on.
y'all
do you want to plug any social media you guys have at all?
I mean, go ahead. That's you, bro. I'm chilling.
Yes.
You follow me, you
Yeah, I'm
see
sure
me,
they already
see
know
me.
if y'all tuned into the
Yeah,
cast.
you
You
see
know,
me,
you already
see me.
know the deal. We're not really too like showy out there. You know what I'm saying? We're just here walking around campus.
Yeah, be walking around. I'm a regular student. Yeah. You don't
And,
know me.
real
I'm a
quick,
regular student.
Did you guys as coaches, are they like, oh, don't be thinking you're some superstar over there on the podcast?
No, I think that they're
No?
grateful for it. You know,
Yeah.
they're grateful for any publicity.
Retweet us.
They retweet y'all. They love to have that presence. I think it's good for the program, good for the athletes, good for the recruits coming in. It's just positive all around. So I don't think
We
got
appreciate the
anything to say.
support,
Love
guys.
and grateful, man.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all
so much,
support
man.
too. Definitely.
Thank y'all, man.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, good luck to you guys.
Thanks. Appreciate it, man.
And it's a wrap. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.